3M Dynoc is a high-end vinyl from 3M. The vinyl can be installed on almost any surface, regardless of the curvature. 3M Dynoc gives a dry carbon look. Contrary to initial belief, carbon fiber Dynoc is not just a printed carbon fiber pattern, but in fact has a three-dimensional texture to it. This allows it to reflect light the same way that real carbon fiber would, making it the best real-world alternative to carbon fiber when you just want the look without paying the high cost. We will demonstrate the installation of this product on X5 steering wheel trim to show how to properly wrap Dynoc and how to work through some of the challenges you may face during installation. We have already removed the trim piece from the vehicle and have cut a piece of Dynoc that will fit with room to spare. Because the part has curvatures and exposed sides, we cut a piece that will comfortably cover all these areas. You will notice most parts have contours that you will have to match with the piece you cut. By looking at the finished piece now, you will notice the attractive diagonal pattern that is formed. This is achieved by putting the Dynoc on perfectly straight at the beginning. We begin by cutting a general shape matching the piece we are wrapping, being careful to leave enough room to be able to wrap the excess Dynoc over the sides of the piece. We now have a crude outline of the piece we will be overlaying. We'll put our trim piece aside and peel the backing paper off the Dynoc, exposing the sticky surface. We'll set the trim piece onto the exposed Dynoc and flip it over. At this point, you'll want to hold down the piece while rubbing down the Dynoc onto the trim piece, working your way from the bottom up to make sure there is a nice even application with no bubbles or creases. At this point, don't press down any curved surfaces, such as the sides. We are just trying to cover all the flat surfaces first. Once it's pressed down, we will want to trim away a little more of the excess Dynoc, leaving about 3/4 of an inch all the way around. At this point, we can begin to wrap around the side of the piece. You'll notice the piece is curved, which makes the Dynoc difficult to press into the sides of the trim. Pressing it down causes the upper area to disconnect, so we'll want to use a heat gun or hairdryer to soften this area to be able to press it around the sides. As you run the heat gun or hairdryer along the material, you will notice it start to get soft. You don't want to heat one area for too long or else it will cause a hole to burn through. You can test the tolerance of the material with a scrap piece you cut away earlier. Once the material is soft, you can press it around the edge, getting rid of any bubbles or folds in the process. After a few seconds, the material will harden again. Repeat this as necessary until the side is properly wrapped. We have a small crease in this area. To get rid of it, we will quickly heat the area and push out the crease with a finger. With the remaining material, you can simply cut it off, but you run the risk of leaving a small portion of your trim exposed, depending on how the piece fits on your vehicle. We will do a full edge wrap on this piece to show you how you can avoid this exposure issue. We will reheat the area and quickly wrap it around the other side. Use an X-Acto knife to trim away any excess. We are now left with a nicely wrapped area. The primary surface and the secondary surfaces are both flawless, without any distortion in the weave because we did not use too much heat. To deal with the corner, you need to get rid of the excess material that will bunch up once you press up the sides. You'll want to make two 45-degree slits in the material so that it can be applied to each side surface properly without bunching up. The piece you cut away will be shaped in a triangle. We've now used this technique to finish the face of the trim piece. Next, we will cut out and shape the areas around the holes. You'll want to begin by cutting away any material that comes within 1/4 inch of the holes. Cut out the material in approximately the same pattern as the hole, leaving enough material to wrap into the hole. Next, we'll make slits in a 45-degree angle in all 4 corners, almost right to the edge, to make the wrapping easier. Now we flip the piece over, heat the area until it becomes soft, then wrap the edges firmly. Once pressed in, your holes will be smooth and free from any wrinkles by making these 45-degree cuts. Now our piece is complete and ready to install onto the steering wheel. You can see how the Dynoc has improved the look of the steering wheel and how it enhanced the appearance of the interior of the vehicle, matching the other trim pieces we have already wrapped in Dynoc.